Welcome to Black Real Estate Voices. I'm your host, Kevin Jefferson. Today, our guest is Miss Demeeka Cobb. Hello, Demeeka.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Demeeka, I'm doing well. Demeeka is a Instagram, TikTok extraordinaire. Not only is she an extraordinaire, she's an excellent agent. Demeeka, give us a little bit about your background and tell us who you are.
Okay, so I'm Demeeka. I actually am a senior project manager, honestly. I don't know if you knew this, but I actually, was a senior project manager, and I've done that for many, many, many years. And then my husband and I decided to get into real estate. And the reason why, honestly, was because we've seen that so many people in our community just haven't had access to home ownership or even the knowledge and expertise that you need in order to buy a home. I've seen so many realtors, if someone says you got a 620 credit score, they're like, yeah, call me when you're at a 700. If you have minimal savings, they're like, yeah, call me when you have $20,000 saved. And just seeing my own family and friends, I'm like, you guys don't even think you can actually own a house. So that's what made us get into it, get our license and stuff. And it's been amazing. And, with the social media thing, I actually started that in 2020 during the pandemic. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start educating people. And at the time, I did not know one thing about actually how to handle a real estate transaction. I'm not going to lie to you. I just did it. But I took that opportunity to educate myself and then in turn educate everyone that was on social media, and that thing took off. When I tell you, people can feel your energy through the phone, and they feel your genuine authenticity through the phone. It's been amazing. It's just been amazing to have that platform, honestly. But that's where we are, and it's just taken off from there, and we've had so many opportunities because of it. But the real goal there is genuinely wanting to help people get into more homes and build generational wealth. And hence, I'm just talking so much, right? Hence, our name, BGW Home Team, is Building Generational Wealth Home Team.
Wow. So how long have you and your husband been real estate agents?
So we got licensed in August of 2020. And actually at that time, I was pregnant with my last child. We actually have 5, and this was a total surprise. So I was pregnant at the time and really couldn't get out there and start promoting the business. In real estate, they're like, yeah, go to your neighborhood this, go to your local that, join all these clubs and things. Just couldn't do any of that stuff. But yeah, we've been licensed since August of 2020.
Wow. What's harder, real estate or having a baby?
Oh my goodness. I think they're in close proximity. I'm telling you, yes. Yeah, real estate, but kids, they say the more you have, the easier it gets, but I don't know about that. But this one has been such a blessing because, once you get older and more mature, your life is actually established and set up, you really get to appreciate the small things that you probably didn't notice with your other kids. And it's just been a blessing for us, honestly.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so you guys got into real estate to help more brown and Black people, become homeowners, right?
Yes.
What was your first year like compared, let me see, I'm gonna ask this right. Edit this out, Sabu, before this. I'm gonna re-ask the question.
Cool.
Hold on a second. Ooh, so Demeeka, you were pregnant, and they were telling you to get in your sphere of influence. Is that what got you to do social media because you didn't want to go to your sphere of influence? How did that work?
Yeah, so basically, we joined a cloud brokerage, right? So eXp Realty is like a cloud brokerage, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they just don't give you what you need to be successful as a new agent, okay? They tell you, yeah, pick 100 people in your phone and call those people and tell them that you're an agent. And I'm like, okay, but some of these people I haven't talked to in a long time. Like, that's weird. Or get on Facebook, tell everybody. Then you're like, but they'll, that would be weird. That I never post on social media, right? Or go door knock in your neighborhood. I'm like, oh God. Or it was just a nightmare. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And because I'm an introverted person. So even calling people that I may be acquainted with, I'm like, I'd rather not be on the phone. Period. I'd rather not be on the phone. Like, I just don't want to talk to you. Text me. I'm good with that. Text me. So, yeah, that's what made me get started, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this. And, you know, I've got older kids. So my daughter, she's almost 20. And she was like, Mom, you should get on social media. I'm like, no, absolutely not. But I took a chance and I tried it. Had no idea how to use these platforms. I actually didn't even have an IG before that. I didn't have a TikTok before that, and just decided, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try it. And I started putting out these cringy videos. It was like, oh my God, I can't even believe today that I did those videos, because it just is not the way I perform now on social media, and it felt forced. But yeah, it turned into, I can still remember right now my first call I got from social media. It was crazy.
How'd you feel?
Oh my God. So the funny thing was, my husband was like, you're doing this dumb social media. That's not going to work, right? It's not going to work. But I had put out some videos that showed how to reach us, right? And someone called. I never forget this. And he answered the phone. And he's like, you know, BGW Home Team, how can I help you? He's like, yeah, I saw your video on TikTok and I want to. And my husband put the phone down, almost hung up on the person, because he was like, no way. You had somebody call and play and fake. Like, I was like, no, I swear I didn't. So from there, it was crazy. Like, we had this whole Excel spreadsheet where we were trying to keep track of everything. It was insane. And I don't recommend. 0 out of 10 don't recommend, because there's no way to keep up with that stuff. But that was like the start of it all, and it's been insane ever since.
So when you first start posting, what was your first post like? Like, what? I guess the first post was how to contact you.
No, my first post actually was a video that I was not in, and it was a just picture a reel that had like the things you shouldn't do when you're trying to buy a house. So it was like, don't get a divorce, don't quit your job, don't get new credit cards and things like that. And it just kind of popped up on the screen. It was like something that, you know, and then I think that my next video was, if you're a veteran, something like that. If you're a veteran, here's how you can buy a home with no money down. And I was actually in the video. And then kept going on and on. I think the one that went viral first was really random. I don't know why, you know, but it was a sound. I usually do a lot of my videos to sounds. So I was like looking to the side. It's like, did you know you can buy a house with a 580 credit score, only 3.5% down, and something. It was just very simple. There wasn't a strategic reason why I posted it or what time I posted it or any of that. And honestly, that video went viral. And then since then, I've been able to realize how to make that happen. So there you go.
So let's talk about going viral. What constitutes a video going viral?
I think anything over 10,000 views is considered viral, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you immediately figure out, like, this is what I need to do to make these videos go viral? Or did you do the same thing again and then all of a sudden it had the similar results?
Exactly. That's exactly what I did. So I think at first it was all trial and error for me, because I had no idea how to make this thing work, because I wasn't a social media person. But the more I did it, the more I could see which videos had the most impact. And it's all about being impactful in your videos. So what are the questions that people are really asking? What do they want to know about? Or even what is controversial that, you know, will get the people talking? Because I think at the time I was the only one putting out things where you could actually have a low credit score and do well and buy a home for yourself. So, you know, those things that people wouldn't normally know, or average person, that's what they want to know.
Gotcha. So at this point, are you posting on IG and TikTok at the same time, or are you just using one platform?
Yeah, so I actually post on more platforms than that. So I'll just tell you how my normal process works. So, first of all, when I started on social media, I started with TikTok. And if you don't know, TikTok is the number one way to grow your business social media following right now, period. Like if you're not on TikTok, you're missing millions of dollars in your business, because it's the fastest way for people to reach the masses. Because how it works is you have, first of all, you have 3 seconds to get your audience's attention, on TikTok. And if you aren't good about your hook, people are scrolling. And how TikTok works is they send it out to 100 people, and then after that they'll send it out to 1,000 people, and as long as those people are continuing to watch the video, they'll push it out more. Right. So for me, I started on TikTok, I post there, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start me an IG. And I did. And I started pushing people to IG. And that's how I was able to also grow my IG following. And then I also started a YouTube channel. Now I post YouTube shorts, because it's like in this order: TikTok, YouTube shorts, and Instagram. Those are the 3 things you should be doing in your business to grow your business right now. And so every day I make my videos on TikTok, because I feel TikTok is more user friendly. And then I'll screen record. I don't recommend using any of these apps that allow you to take the link and then it'll remove the watermark. You need to remove the watermark, first of all, but don't use those because they kind of delay the sound and it's just not clean. So I always screen record, and then I'll edit the clip in my photos, and then I post it to Instagram and to YouTube shorts. And that's how I do it.
Gotcha. So as far as TikTok goes, how long does the video, or how short does the video need to be?
I recommend no more than 15 seconds, especially when you're getting started, because people's attention span is super, super short. And they only want to see, like, they want the gratification right now, and they want to be on to the next video. So less than 15 seconds is what I recommend. So 8 to 10 seconds is that sweet spot. But sometimes, depending on the sound or whatever the case may be, it may need to be a little bit longer, or even a little bit shorter.
Gotcha. Do videos work best with music, or that's just what you prefer?
So actually, there is a technique that I use. So yes, sounds work great, because if it's a trending sound, then everybody is trying to watch the videos that are in that sound, right? So if you find a trending sound, for instance, if you're just surfing, you see the trending sound, and then you see everyone's video that's made of that trending sound. You're going to watch the videos that have that impactful wording on it. You're like, oh, I didn't know about that, and I'm going to click it. So I recommend that. And even if you're talking in your video, you can still put a trending sound behind your video that no one can hear, but it still puts you in that trending sound category, which really helps you boost your views and things like that.
Right. So along with that, I am a introvert like yourself, and I'm a realtor, and I want to put out my first video on TikTok. What type of video would you suggest I put out in the beginning?
So I always recommend simply doing, you could do a repost, what I call content curation. So find 3 people that are in your niche that talk about things that you could talk about in your industry. And then you're going to do a duet with them, which means that you're on the screen and they're on the screen, and you just react to the video, because this is an easy way to get some content out there without actually getting on the screen and talking. And you're still getting people to see, hey, I'm providing value, because even if a person put out a video, everybody in the world didn't get to see it. So your followers and your tribe are now going to get to see that. So that's what I recommend.
Okay. And in terms of someone who's not super technical, or in the social media space and they want to get into it, do you suggest they stick with one platform in the beginning and then begin to incorporate others? How would you advise them to move forward?
Yeah, so that's what I usually recommend is focusing on one at first, just so you can get the hang of it, because it's overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to, focus all of your time on social media. So if you have mastered one, master that and then move on to the next. And I'm not saying that you can't just repost to another platform, because that's what you should be doing anyway, just reposting, but not trying to keep up with both and maybe post on that platform or make original content on that platform and on this platform or go live here and there. Like, just focus on one first is what I recommend.
Got you. So with focusing on the one platform, are there any tools that can help you in the process creating the videos? Like, how do they record the videos? How do they screen share? Any advice on technical stuff with the video, or is it just that simple?
Yeah, I say it's actually not as hard as you think to use this platform. It's really user friendly. For TikTok, Instagram is a whole nother beast, but TikTok is really easy to use. You can actually Google some of the user friendly videos that show you how to work that stuff. And there's actually a lot of creators on there that will show you, like, hey, this is how you create a video. Hey, I look at some of them myself. This is how you create the transition video, or this is how you create this or that. This is how you find the trending sound. There are really easy and cost effective ways to find this information without trying to, you know what I mean? So use your resources that you can.
Yeah, don't spend all your money trying to figure it out at first.
No, because honestly, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Just take your time. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to put out a video that you feel is not perfect, because if you're waiting for perfection, you'll never post anything. And the idea here is to get an idea of what your audience wants to see from you, because what they want to see from me, they may not want to see from you. So do what makes you feel comfortable in the space that you're in, and your tribe will find you. There is a tribe for everyone. So don't think that you have to compete with the next person, because it's not like that.
Gotcha. At what point did you begin to incorporate Instagram?
Yeah, so I would say probably 12 months after I was on TikTok, honestly. I then started to incorporate Instagram. And the reason why is because, and this may sound crazy, but I have people out there, I don't know who they are, that keep reporting my content on TikTok and have tried to get me banned on there, because I guess I'm serving the people. That's how you know you're doing things right, okay? Because people don't like that. So people will report my content saying that it's illegal what I'm saying, or I'm saying harassing things but it's not true. It's not true at all. So TikTok has at some points taken away features from me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore, because this is silly. I've got people out here that are just, maybe not appreciating what I'm doing or wish that it was them. And they're then trying to ruin what I'm doing. So that's why I actually ended up going over to Instagram, so that I can make sure that I don't lose my platform, because I'm really helping a ton of people. Even if I don't get the commission or the check, or I get to meet them, what I'm putting out to them is really impacting them.
Got you. I know you say you guys had a spreadsheet. We're trying to do a spreadsheet.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know which platform you closed your deal on first, whether they came from Instagram or TikTok?
It was TikTok, 100%. And you can go down and find that video of that person too. It was a family that bought here in the local Central Florida area. And it was surreal. Like, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, this really works. You can actually close deals from social media. It's crazy.
Did your husband believe after y'all got that check?
Oh yeah, he had no choice then. He had no choice, honestly, because just picture this, right? So I'm never a social media person. I'm never on social media, period. This is what my husband's known, and we've been together for 12 years. Okay. And so when I'm gonna start posting on social media, and he's seeing, this is transparency here. He's seeing the comments that I'm getting. And some, maybe whatever. He's either getting offended, number one, because they're being rude to me. Or number two, they're like, I think you're cute. And he's like, wait a minute now, So, but yeah, I think after a certain point, he was like, this is actually working. This could really turn into something amazing. And he decided to like put on the blinders and just let me go with it because I was really doing something great. So yeah, he is 100% for it now.
Gotcha. I guess so. So 12 months later, you implement TikTok.
Instagram.
Implement Instagram. What did you start posting on Instagram? Because there are different platforms. Were you posting? Did you learn? All right, edit this out. What did you begin posting on Instagram?
So I actually repurposed my same content. That's why I say don't overthink it, because people that are on Instagram, 9 times out of 10, they're not on TikTok, or they're not going to see the content because of the algorithms. So I would take the same content from TikTok, screen record, and post it onto Instagram. Now, when I started, I had to catch up, right? Because I probably had 100 or so videos that I had to go ahead and post. So I did that probably like 5 videos a day just so I could keep consistency. But I would always still post the video that I posted for that day, so that it would catch up. And now, of course, I'm caught up. But that's what I did at first. You don't have to create original content on Instagram as long as you don't have the TikTok watermark on your Instagram videos. Because as soon as Instagram sees that, they stop your algorithm. Okay. Because they don't want to promote someone else's content because they want to keep people on Instagram. So if it shows a TikTok watermark, they're like, wait a minute, that's going to show people to go to TikTok, and they don't want to do that.
Gotcha. So with that, can you give us instructions on how to get rid of the watermark?
Yeah, so I would just screen record, honestly. So if you have an iPhone, there is a simple way. You drag down the right corner of your screen on your iPhone, and there is the little record button there. And I would actually just screen record my video. So before you post, this is what you have to do. Before you post, in TikTok, there is a little window that says preview, okay, on the right-hand corner. And you're going to click that video and just watch it. But there's also in the corner, once you're watching it, there's a little, I would say, crosshairs or something, like you're looking through a weapon, okay, crosshairs. You're going to click that where it looks like a T. Okay, because that's going to take off the little wording and all that, because basically it's showing you a preview of how it's going to show on TikTok with like your caption and all the little circles on the side. You don't want any of that stuff. So you hit that crosshairs, and then you hit the screen record, and you record. Okay, you record the video all the way through. And mind you, you're going to have some content at the front and at the end that you're going to need to cut. Okay, so you let that video get saved, and then you go into your gallery and just crop that into the amount of time that you need. And then I crop the video in to remove, because TikTok now is stopping you from screen recording easily, which I hate. But I just crop in the video, and then I repost on Instagram just like that.
Gotcha.
Oh, the other thing, don't forget, on Instagram, you need more content on your caption. So on TikTok, there's a limit on the amount of words you can use, which actually they've increased that now as of recently. But most of the time on TikTok, you can just put a quick blurb like, did you know this, or something like that. But on Instagram, in your caption, try to elaborate more to give people more information. And that's a lot of the reason how I was able to push my people to Instagram, because I'd say, hey, if you want to know more about this, I'm explaining it over on Instagram for you. And, that's where they went.
Gotcha. With that being said, did you guys track when you got your first closing on IG?
You know what? At this point, no, I wouldn't say that I would know for sure, because some people follow me on both.
Y'all just making so much money. You just like,
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, yeah, and it's hard to figure that out now. But honestly, I've used Instagram also to find other agents that I can partner with that can take referrals, because I don't just help people in Florida now. I help people all across the country. I have actually helped people that don't live in the United States buy land and property here. So yeah, I mean, that's been just amazing, just that outreach that I have, because I have like a whole referral network now of agents that I can communicate with and connect with.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So, do you know do you know the percentage of deals you close in your business that come from social media leads?
Yeah, so I would say about 86% come from social media.
Wow.
Yeah, and the rest may be referrals from social media. I mean, when we moved here in Florida, we didn't know anybody. So it's not like we had people here that we could, say, hey, you want to buy a house? Because they didn't know us. And the whole thing is people have to have a reason to know, like, and trust you. And if they don't, they're not going to buy with you. Like, what sets you apart from someone else, right? So, like 85 to 86% of our sales come from there, and other business from them referring us. So yeah.
Wow. So we've established that we're posting on social media. Specifically for this podcast, we're talking about Instagram and TikTok. What things would you have a new person put in place ahead of time that you and your husband didn't have to help you manage the lead flow?
Yes, you have to have systems in place. And that's actually what I coach to,
Okay.
because it's not just about posting the content and hoping that you get some people, because once they start coming, it's like a flood. And then you're like, oh my gosh, how do I know who is who? How do I send them an email? So you have to have a CRM set up in the background that's going to automatically follow up with your clients. And honestly, you need like a VA to be able to communicate with them and make sure that they're followed up with, because when you're talking about this type of volume, it's impossible for one or even two people to handle. So you need to have your systems in place, and a really good drip campaign that's going to get reaction and people to respond is really what you need.
Gotcha. So do the people call you guys because your contact information is in the post? Do they inbox you? How do they communicate with you in terms of trying to get you on the phone or get an appointment with you?
Good question. So at first I had the phone numbers there. I had the emails there. Every time I posted, it would just be there. And what I found was that it was overwhelming, and you would honestly get a lot of tire kickers that weren't really serious about buying or whatever. They just wanted to talk to me because they felt I was an important or, whatever person on social media. So I had to start making some decisions on how we wanted to run our business, because the volume is crazy. So the other thing I recommend is making sure you have a website set up that can accept all these clients. So that's what I had to do. I built my own website to where the clients come through one funnel, and then they could either schedule an appointment or they could send an email. We used to be on the phone 8 to 10 hours a day talking to people, because everyone would book an appointment and they were like 15-minute slots. So the whole day would be filled up every day, and we couldn't manage it. So we ended up having to, get our VA in place, and then they would manage that. We didn't take any calls unless they were ready, and they answered some preliminary questions, and, that's how we had to handle it.
And for those listening who wonder what's VA, it's virtual assistant.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. They was like, she talking about VA loans or?
Yeah, right. You right. You know what? I'm glad you said that. Yes.
Yeah, I had to catch myself using acronyms sometimes. Like say what it is, because sometimes people don't know, especially if they're just starting, so they may not.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. You'd be surprised. They're like, even when I do videos on VA loans, people are like, "How can I get that loan in Virginia?" I'm like, wait a minute. Let me go ahead and break this down. So then I have to do another video on what I mean when I say VA loan. But you think that people would know what that means, but they don't.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, they got special loans for Virginia.
Right, right, exactly. I'm not lying to you. Seriously, seriously, it's
Awesome.
crazy.
Um, so with that being said, having a system in place
Mhm.
to get the leads, when would you implement the system?
So back-end systems, in my opinion, if you're trying to go big on social media or really trying to get your online marketing branding up, you really need to do that as one of your first steps, because you never know what video is going to go viral or what's going to make people follow you. This is all a trial and error test game. And you don't want to be like me. People were coming in and I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And so many people fell through the cracks because I just didn't have a system in place. You definitely need to try to set that up immediately. A lot of realtors, for instance, usually their brokerage gives them a CRM. I actually, honestly, if you're doing this and you want to be successful, you need to kind of, in a way, try to brand yourself personally outside of your brokerage, if they allow that, and also have your own CRM. I hate to say that because that does cost a little bit of money, but you want to make sure that you have access to your own leads if you ever were to make a decision to move from that brokerage. And once you leave a brokerage, they technically own those leads. So, EXP provided KV Core. I used it for a while, but now I've moved into my own CRM, which is Follow Up Boss, and it's been a really great tool. And I've used a ton of them. So I always recommend, what works best, because you want to make sure that you have ownership of your own business, because you're a lender. You're really technically running your own business. In real estate, you're running your own business, and you get to make those decisions on how you want that to run. And one of those major decisions should be making sure that you have access to your own leads.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think this is probably one of the harder parts, right? We know we need a system. How do we know what system we need?
Yeah, good question. So I think it's all about preference, but you have to have a system that gives you all of the tools that you need at once. And honestly, I didn't know what I needed until I saw what I didn't have in my own system. And that's why I only promote, because people want a way to get to what they need faster, right? They want to get to it faster. And that's why I provide that information inside of my coaching platform on these are the things that work for me, because I've tried it all. You don't want to go in and buy this system, that system, this system, this system, that system, and they don't have what you need. So for instance, just a pure example is the system that I had with KV Core didn't allow you to text and call with inside the app. If you wanted to talk to somebody right then, if it would call from your personal number, even if you were using the app on your phone, which I didn't want to do that, especially with the reach that I have. I don't want people having access to my personal number. Some of them you can't send videos, or you can't send mass emails to people. So you want to make sure that you have something in place that can handle all that at this volume. So I chose it based on the features that I know I needed for my clients. And I think that's what works the best.
Gotcha. How do you get over? You posted a video, and I think this is a lot of people's fear. You post a video, you don't get any likes or any comments. How do you keep going?
That's a good one. So I always say, don't even think of it like that. This is small incremental steps. We're talking about big picture here, because as soon as you get that viral video, everybody is going to go back and watch that content. Never erase content, even if you feel like it was terrible. Don't do it, because you're going to be surprised, because that's how I felt too. But I never deleted a video. And I can tell you right now, even my first videos have thousands and thousands of views that it didn't have initially. So don't get inside your own head about that. Just really think, I'm doing this. small incremental steps. It's going to work. I know it's going to work. There's no choice but for it to work. And I'm going to keep on going. And you just think of it that way.
How often should we post on TikTok?
Yeah, good question. So I recommend at least 3 posts per day. And I know that probably sounds like a bit much, but honestly, you should be posting like 5 to 6 times a day. But if someone's just starting out, like in my coaching program, I tell people your first week, at least post 1 time a day, because you can't go from never posting to posting 3 to 5 times a day. It's a gradual process, right? So at least as long as you start off posting 1 time a day, you're going to get the hang of it, and you're going to get to see what your audience likes and how to tweak and actually how to work the platform. But, ultimately, it's really about, if you really want to take this social media thing to the next level, you need to be posting like 3 to 5 times a day. And it's actually not that hard to do once you have a system in place for how you establish your content ideas and all that, which is what I teach in my coaching.
Gotcha. So to be clear, and I don't think I was clear, when we're referring to Instagram, we're specifically talking about Reels, or are we talking about Instagram in general?
Yeah, we're talking about Reels.
Okay.
But even still, so TikTok is all short form video content, where Instagram has the posts or the photos and the short form video content. But right now, short form video content is the only way to go, because people can't learn who you are or what your business is about from a video. From a post, from a picture. So you need to show yourself, and that's why it's so important to build a personal brand that people can connect with. Because if you do it the right way and position yourself as the expert, and I don't care if you don't think you're an expert today, there are ways to make this happen. They will buy a toothpick from you. I don't care what it is. They would do whatever it takes, because honestly, at the end of the day, this is really about making a life for yourself that you never could dream of. And that's what social media can do for people if they do this the right way. Like, you can sell whatever it is and make 6 figures just from doing that, and not sell one piece of real estate, yet. Just thinking about how you can leverage the power of social media. Short form content all day.
Gotcha. And that's how I found you, social media.
See, there you go. It works. I'm telling you, it works. It works.
Social media is where I found you.
That's so funny.
When do you know when to switch platforms? Like, is it something you should do? Like, I know you said start with 1, but at what point do I say, okay, I have a idea of what I'm doing, or I've posted this amount of videos on TikTok. How do I go and do my IG Reels?
I would say, I know I said that you can start with 1, but if you're up for it, do it at the same time, because both algorithms are different. And what works on Instagram doesn't work on TikTok, and vice versa, because they're totally different audiences, and the algorithm is just extremely different. So something that I post on Instagram will do extremely well, and then on TikTok it's like it's like crickets. So that way you can see what content is doing well, and you're actually teaching yourself in the process of what makes sense. So that's what I teach in my coaching platform, is to kind of repost and do both, so you can see what's working for you and what's not.
Got you. Do you run any kind of ads, Instagram ads or anything like that?
I do not. I've never actually. So when I first started out in real estate, I did try ads on Facebook, but I had no idea how they worked. I just went ahead and put a picture in there, I put some words in there, and I put a dollar amount to it and let it go. But there's actually a whole ton more to Facebook and Instagram ads than that. Like, you have to really put some strategy behind it for it to work in your favor, and you have to know how to read the actual analytics that they're giving you to see if your ad is working for you or not. But since then, I haven't done any ads at all. I don't do any cold calling. I don't do any door knocking. I don't do any of that stuff. And my sole source is social media.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you mentioned something. You mentioned that you have a coaching program. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about your coaching program.
Yeah. So honestly, this just being on social media in general and seeing how people are struggling with that has inspired me to coach people. So I have a coaching program for 12 weeks that I accept realtors and anyone in the real estate industry into. And I really teach them everything that they need to know about building their personal brand, about building their social media strategy, about implementing systems and making sure that it works for them. I teach them all of this, and I'm actually coaching live with that team twice per week to teach them and answer their questions and give them feedback, look at their social media content, tell them what I think will work best. I actually give them 6 months of content ideas to get started, because most of the time the content ideas is the hardest part, because they're like, I don't even know what to post. I'm like, okay, perfect, I got this for you. So I give them that and tell them what to do, and it's basically simple. I give them my $1 million drip campaign that I use to close my deals and convert my clients into clients that want to work with me. So they have all the tools that I use. I tell them all the systems that I use. Here you go. That's everything. This is how you use it. I give them all the videos to show them how to use everything. It's just, and it's been amazing. That's all I can say. It's just been amazing to be able to watch other people grow.
Got you. Cool. So I want to be a part of your coaching program, but I also want to, before I invest that money, I want to get a little bit of your sauce. Is there something that you offer that we can sample, get some knowledge from you besides this great podcast? Do you have a master class or any type of online classes?
I would say I don't. I offer one thing because I want to invest all of my time and energy and effort into things that actually work and help people grow. So I don't have like, the this or the that. I do have my one thing that I do have is my free training that I offer before, you would think about even joining my program, just so I can tell you a little bit about myself, about my program, and really why social media is the way of marketing at this time. And it's going to be for into perpetuity. So they can visit me on www.milliondollarintrovert.com. And that way they can come in, watch that quick master class, and then if they like to, they can book a call with me, and we can see if this is a right fit for them. I don't accept everybody into my coaching program because everyone is not ready for that. Because you have to be willing to put in the work, and if you're not willing, or your mindset is not there, I would honestly tell you, like, I don't know, I don't think it's a good fit for you. Because for me, it's not about the money. It's really about making sure that I can help someone and that they're going to get great results. So that's where we can chat and see if it's right for you.
That's awesome. Well, Demeeka, this has been great. It's been a great interview. We've gotten a lot of insight. I'm going to put you on the spot right quick.
Uh-oh.
All right. Give me the top 5 videos that you would post on TikTok if you were first beginning.
Ooh, good one. Okay. So number 1, you need to post one video introducing yourself and why you got into real estate. Okay. Number 2, do a content curation video with someone that has a lot of followers and they have a video that's done very well. Go ahead and content curate. What I mean by that is duet their video and just react to it and post that. Number 3, I want you to post something that maybe people didn't know about the real estate industry that you can share, whether it's on the buyer side or the seller side. Like something like, did you know you could buy a house with 0 down with USDA financing? And tell them how to do that. Another thing I'd recommend is doing a tutorial video. People love those. So if you can show them how to apply for a loan application, for a home loan, show them that. You want to show them how to do the USDA assessment, show them that. You want to show them how to sign up for the NACA virtual workshop, show them that. Those are all options. And then my 5th one is trending sound. I always got to go to trending sound. So do something with trending sound, make it fun, and just show them that, you're willing to be your authentic self, and you're just having fun on here. And don't ever be salesy. Don't do that. And don't come from the place of, I want to sell you something. Like, my only goal is for you to work with me. Never put in your video, like, call me at this number. People hate to be sold to. They hate that. So just be your authentic self and the business will come. That's all I can say.
That's awesome. So if anybody wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
I would say go straight to my www.milliondollarintrovert.com website, or they can actually find me on IG. Send me a message on there at marriedrealtors_Florida. Same thing on TikTok, but TikTok doesn't allow you to message people that you don't follow together. But IG is probably the best place other than that.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Demeeka, and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.